Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October reading. I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I really appreciate you. And with that being said, let's get into this reading. Before we start pulling cards, I do want to talk about the energy I was picking up on as I was meditating. It's actually funny because I was like really getting into it. Like I was in like this deep zone, this deep kind of trance. And of course, YouTube pauses the video and it's like, are you sure you want to continue playing? I'm like, bitch, you just interrupted my meditation. So it ended kind of like abruptly, but I took it as a sign like, okay, I should get into this reading. So I got some really interesting imagery. At first I was just like, huh? But after I kind of sat on it and kind of like connected the dots, I actually think I got a good grasp of what's going on here. So first image that I was getting was like kind of like a stadium and like seeing a whole bunch of seats, and almost like my mind's eye was like scanning a crowd like of like a stadium of like a lot of people. And then as I kind of focused in on this stadium, it felt like a baseball stadium. And then I got the imagery of like catching a baseball. And so it's like, you know, finders keepers, or basically if you catch the baseball, it's yours to keep. So it seems like you've caught something in October, or you're catching something. You've got a catch. There's a catch like that you caught, and it's for you. And then I got this. This is so random. So we go from a baseball stadium, catching a baseball and getting that feeling like this is yours to keep. Out of all the people in the stadium, you happen to get the catch. Like you caught it. No one else caught it but you. So it feels like a big deal, right? A big ass stadium, all people that could have caught it and you caught it. So it feels like it's like a rare catch, a rare find, okay? And then the second imagery that came so strong, it was a bright ass, I'm talking like poppy red stiletto high heel shoe. I just seen one and I'm like, okay, what could that represent? Well, red is known for like passion, red, lust, love, romance. So I was like, okay, is this maybe tied to romance or whatever? And so I just kept kind of zoning in on the energy. And then, you know what I got the imagery of? I got the imagery of a Navy ship. And you're probably like, what the hell? What does that mean? Well, maybe you know someone who's in the Navy, maybe you've been in the Navy, maybe I'm picking up on that kind of energy, or maybe it's symbolic of like, because Navy ships or naval ships or whatever their proper term is, I don't really care, you can correct me or don't, I really, like, it doesn't matter. It's like a big ass ship that is fully protected, and right, those ships are used for protection, like to protect against oh my god, can I speak? To protect against enemies. So it kind of feels like you may have caught, oh, now it's clicking, you guys. You caught feelings for someone and you're trying to protect yourself, or you're trying to protect your heart or protect your emotions or not feel things so deeply. That's why the whole like Navy ship came to mind. It's like, that's like your guard is up / protection / like your walls are up, or like you're extremely guarded, you're extremely protective over yourself. And that a Navy ship is like the least vulnerable to getting damaged, right? Where versus like a little dinghy, a little blow up dinghy boat, right? Complete opposite. One little pop and it's gone, it's deflated and you're fucked, right? You're gonna get eaten by a shark. A Navy ship, it takes a lot to destroy one of those. So that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up on when I was meditating, and I'm kind of curious to see if it's gonna tie in with the reading. But that's how it feels. It seems like you've caught the feels, or you've caught something really good going on in your life, even if it's not related to romance, but something really good that you have recently caught or you will be catching in October. And it feels like it's so good and you're afraid of like dropping it or losing it, or like, you know, there's some fears. And you know what, Aquarius, I think that's kind of the energy we were picking up in your last reading or a previous reading. But this meditation that I did, the imagery that I was getting, really just, it seems like that's the energy that you're dealing with in October. Okay, so let's get right into this reading. Let's pull some cards for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in October 2022. What's going on for Aquarius? What do my Aquarius need to know? Any insight, wisdom, guidance for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in October 2022. Messages for Aquarius, October 2022. Show me clearly. Hey, there's the Emperor. And you know what? This is very fitting. You're in your masculine energy. You're very strong. You're very resilient. Kind of going back to that imagery of that Navy ship, right? And if we look at this tree, it's like a pine tree. They're way more rough, way more rigid. And, you know, that's kind of like your vibe. You're very much a leader and you're very confident. You're very, very grounded. Spirit really wants you to focus on remaining grounded. Maybe that ties in with that whole stiletto shoe, because red rules the root, which I got my red root singing bowl over here. So maybe another message coming through for you guys is to remain grounded throughout Libra season. Venus is now in Libra, so that's going to be highlighting your romance sector. But it's kind of like we could get all caught up in our head, in our heart, in our emotions, and like, you know, caught up in all the feels, getting swept up for feet. And it's important that, you know, we stay grounded through it all. We stay grounded through it all, because this is a time where we can really get like caught up in our emotions. And so Spirit's just like reminding you to stay grounded. Just stay grounded, enjoy, have fun, but have a balance. Okay, High Priestess. Piscean energy. We also, oh my god, what's going on? What's going on here? The Mother of Swords and the Tower coming out. Scorpio energy. We have 3 out of 4 major arcana. We also have Pisces energy. Okay, what is this? 7 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 8 of Wands, and the Lovers at the bottom. Gemini energy out here. Let's just go with these cards, and then we'll clarify or pull more when we need to. There is a situation here that you will be getting clarity on. I think your intuition knows something deep down, and I think you could be having some sort of realization or epiphany or like an aha moment, and this could be in relation to like a connection here, karmic connection, or someone that you are deeply connected to, or you share like a deep bond with here with the Lovers. All right, 2 beautiful geese flying together. It's like a perfect pair over here, okay? And whatever this clarity is that you're going to be getting, see, we have the 7 of Cups to then the 6 of Swords. So it seems like you're going to be moving away from a time that's super confusing, or like if you've been feeling really lost or confused or unsure about your emotions or unsure about a situation, that's going to be cleared up in October. I really feel like there's this sense of movement. There's movement happening, movement in like perhaps a connection, a commitment of some sort. Basically, it's kind of like you didn't know where you stood in a situation or in a relationship, and that's getting cleared up, and you're getting clarity about how things are moving forward. Now, regarding this Tower, this does talk about change. This does talk about sudden shifts that you may not be seeing coming. Maybe intuitively you can sense the changes just around the corner, or you're sensing stuff that's coming up. It seems like you're in the energy of observing. You're really observing like what's going on around you. You're really paying attention to what's not being said. Your intuition is definitely on point this month, and it's important that you really trust what you're feeling, what your gut is saying, the information that's coming to you being able to put pieces together, adding 2 + 2 = 4, you know, like you able to fully understand situations that maybe there's some missing pieces that you're still trying to figure out in October, but it's going to start to make sense here. But yeah, you're definitely in like this analytical, observing, watch, wait, listen, kind of keeping quiet vibes, to be honest, Aquarius. You're kind of just like laying low, and there's this mysteriousness about you, or you seem a bit mysterious. It's a High Priestess energy where like there's this deep curiosity that you have, and I think you're about to find out whatever it is that you've been kind of like sorting through or digging through or trying to get clarity on. That's tying to whatever this Tower is. That's gonna create change. Let's see here. There's a good balance between your masculine and feminine energies, though, I will say. But I also want to point out another scenario that could be happening here. Because I was saying earlier, it's like you may be in more of like a masculine energy, and perhaps there's like a feminine who's kind of like checking you out or observing you or watching you, or like this could be representing 2 different energies here. We have Aries energy, we have Pisces energy, and maybe this is tying into some sort of connection. with the Lovers. So perhaps there is like the feminine who's really like watching and checking out this masculine energy. The person in this connection that's more masculine, she's kind of like observing, seeing what he's up to, trying to intuitively feel like, how does this emperor feel about this high priestess, right? So there could be a little bit of like this yin yang energy, or someone that you could be connecting with. It's like you guys are almost opposites, but it's like opposites attract. Like you see how in the Emperor we got this sun solar energy, whereas in the High Priestess we got this lunar energy, which, by the way, you guys, we're heading into eclipse season. Eclipse season in Scorpio, Taurus, and that's going to be affecting you as you're a fixed sign. So you're going to be feeling this energy. Everyone's going to be feeling this energy, but I'm sure you guys will definitely be picking up on the vibes. It'll probably be hitting you or hitting home or hitting close to home. But that's like at the end of the month, and it's not like anything scary or crazy, but it's just like major turning points or massive information. It's like, you know, giving you a screenshot of like the next 6 months, kind of taste of what's to come. So yeah, I kind of am picking up like there's a little bit of that happening, where someone could be checking you out, or you're checking someone out, or you're trying to feel your way through like a certain connection, or you're trying to get clarity on something. So what we're going to do here, we're going to clarify what the Seven of Cups is about. So there's some sort of confusion or lack of clarity in some sort of aspect, some sort of realm. Let's see what's going on here. Why are oh my god, I got like a tickle in my throat. I'm gonna get water, and then we'll clarify what the Seven of Cups is about, because there's like a lack of clarity, but you're about to discover some sort of truth here. So give me a second. Let me fucking get my throat clear. Yeah, okay. Alright, Seven of Cups for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in October 2022. Seven of Cups for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in October 2022. What is this confusion about? What's the lack of clarity? What's the Seven of Cups talking about for Aquarius? Light just flashed. Tell me about the Seven of Cups for Aquarius, please. This deck doesn't want to shuffle, so I think it's ready. I think it's ready. Seven of Cups for Aquarius in October 2022. What is Aquarius confused about? Three of Wands. So you're waiting, you're observing, you're waiting for more information. It's also tying into something to do with your future. And also, there are those ships. Although that's not the imagery that I was getting in my mind. So, not at all. But still. Seven of Cups for Aquarius. So you're letting something unfold here. Death. There's change. Scorpio energy. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. Of course, this might even be playing out throughout Scorpio season. So that's just around the corner. Seven of Cups for Aquarius. Nine of Wands. And the Page of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, Hermit, and the Chariot, and the Four of Wands at the bottom. Virgo energy, Cancerian energy. Just letting you guys know what's up. So, what are you confused about? Yeah, so there's definitely some changes that are taking place that are occurring quite slowly, I would say. With the Three of Wands to Death, it's like this feels like it's slow changes that have been taking place over a while. Something's been gradually shifting, and I think that when it comes to your emotions, this kind of ties in with what I was picking up on when I was meditating. It was like, it feels like you are kind of afraid to be vulnerable, or there's this fear of vulnerability, or there's this fear of like opening up or sharing your emotions, or like talking about your emotions to somebody, or like there's someone that I'm picking up on, whether it's you or someone that you're dealing with, Aquarius, but there's someone here who they have their guard up, or they're very like protective over themselves. They're very careful of who they let in because they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to like expose such like a vulnerable side of them. So that might be you. that might be someone that you're dealing with. So you're basically, what you're confused about is like how someone feels about you or how you feel about someone, or both. Like you're trying to figure out, how do I feel about this situation or this person? And then also you're like, well, how do they feel about me? Because that also maybe has like an influence on how you feel about them or the situation. Like, so it seems like you're really just trying to feel things out and see what happens. So you're like letting something happen. You're observing, right? You're observing some shit. And this could be in regards to a partnership, a connection between you and another. You're in deep reflection here with the Hermit. So you're really trying to like figure some shit out. You're really trying to figure out how you feel about a connection. It's definitely about a connection here with the Four of Wands, some sort of partnership. And you're figuring out like what you want to move towards or what you want to invest your energy into. If you want to invest in this, if you want to invest in something else. I also feel like you're really busy with other things like responsibilities, work, and personal goals, and health and wellness and all that shit, right? You got a lot on your plate. So it feels like you may even be torn in multiple directions. For some, you may be feeling like, what do I choose here? It's like you might have a lot of options or a lot going on in your personal life, and there's just like a lot that is like you're being pulled in all these different directions. I'm kind of picking up on that vibe as well. Let me take a look into the Tower. So this is where you kind of get this clarity, I feel. So tell me about the Tower for Aquarius. What is this Tower? What's this information? What's this change? What's this realization? Actually, before we look into the Tower, I want to look into this High Priestess, Mother of Swords. So like, what are you observing here? Like, what is it that you are, like, what's being brought to your attention? What should you be paying attention to? What should you be focusing on in the month of October? High Priestess, Mother of Swords for Aquarius. What is this energy for Aquarius? Tell me about this combination. High Priestess and Mother of Swords for Aquarius. High Priestess and the Mother of Swords. Two of Wands. Yeah, because you got a choice to make. These cards are so flimsy now because they're so like used and abused, but I love this deck, so I'm never gonna get rid of it. But yeah, so you have a choice to make, and look at the ships. Again, talking about these ships, right? But you have a choice to make, and you're waiting for the right. Oh, you know what? I forgot to write down. You know what? This is a message that or image that I got when I was meditating. And that's when I got interrupted. That's when YouTube was like, oh, video pause. Are you sure you want to continue? Or like whatever. It's like, bitch, what? A tarantula. I got the imagery of like a fuzzy tarantula up close. Like I could see its eyes. Like I'm not a big fan of spiders. Peace and love, trying to get over my fear of spiders. But, not the biggest fan of them, but they're beautiful. They have their symbolism. They're not really harmful. Some are, I guess. But yeah, I got the imagery of a tarantula, and in my animal spirit deck, the tarantula represents a choice, crossroads, and like a decision you're having to make, and you're needing to rely on your inner wisdom to make that choice. So that Two of Wands just reminded me of that image that I picked up on. I forgot to mention. I didn't even write it down. Anyway, so Two of Wands, right? You have a choice to make. You're observing, and also you're in your head. Nine of Swords. So you're overthinking this choice. You're having a hard time connecting with your intuition because you're being too analytical. You're overthinking everything. You're turning over every single rock of what could happen, what might happen, what did happen in the past, this, that. Like you're really like overthinking every single step, every single path that you could take. And really you gotta just trust yourself, but right now it kind of feels like you're not trusting yourself. Eight of Pentacles. You're working on it though. Tell me about the High Priestess, Mother of Swords for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in October. We got the Four of Cups. I think you're fearful of like rejection, or fearful of choosing the wrong path, or choosing the wrong person, or making a mistake, or doing something that you're gonna regret, or like not be satisfied with down the line. Like, you're definitely overthinking a lot. You might even be focusing on what you don't have or what's not working rather than focusing on what is working. We have the King of Wands. Tell me about this High Priestess, Mother of Swords. Anything else? So, yeah, Seven of Cups. We go back to what are you confused about? Well, you're confused about what to choose or what direction to go down, or even your romantic feelings, which is what we were kind of That's kind of what I was feeling earlier, right? With the Prince of Cups at the bottom, also the Ten of Swords, and the Two of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. You're afraid of getting hurt again. Yeah, there's such deep fear of like abandonment underneath that Six of Swords reverse. So this is some shit that you've gone through from your past, and it's being triggered again. So you have something coming in that's like new or fairly new, and it's like you want to invest in this, but you're afraid that it's either going to be too good to be true, or it's going to set you up for disappointment, or you're going to get hurt again, or there's just such deep fear of getting close, or deep fear of being vulnerable, or like trusting the wrong person. And you know what I'm realizing here? I can't believe I'm just noticing this. The Tower with the Emperor. It literally looks like, we start off the Emperor. I was saying, like, this is your energy coming across a bit sharp, a bit rigid, and your walls are being, like, blown down, blown off. Your walls, your guard being just, it feels like there's, like, this gate, and then someone puts, like, TNT or a bomb or something, and like an explosive. Now I'm thinking of like GTA, okay? But you put an explosive, and then you press, and then the gate like opens up. Like it feels like someone is forcing you to drop your, like, not like forcing you, but it just seems like all of a sudden all those defense mechanisms that you had, they're no longer working, because you're no longer acting in fear, you're now acting in love. I want to say, Aquarius, like that's how it feels here. It's like you had such walls up, you had your own defense mechanism, you're like, no one can come into my space, no one can I'm so afraid of getting hurt again. I've gone through some painful past experiences, and I'm afraid of letting my walls down, so I'm just gonna just stay where I'm at. Fuck all them men, fuck all them women, like all of them are the same, that kind of mojo, right? Kind of just like focusing on like what you don't have and focusing on what didn't work. And now that you got this situation that's growing and developing, and it's in the early stages, and you're noticing that you're starting to go through changes, emotional changes too, and you're realizing like, oh my God, I'm starting to feel all these deep things I haven't felt in a long time. I'm feeling confused. Am I just in my head? Is this too good to be true? Am I just am I tricking myself here? Like, you're really like not trusting your feelings. Like you're psyching yourself out from fully enjoying and having such pleasure in your life. You're like psyching yourself out. You're overthinking it, and it's like taken away from this experience, I will say, right? And you probably are already aware of that, right? You're probably already aware of that, and so you're kind of just like, as you're in this observation kind of mode, you're just like trying to find any little red flag, because you're like, this is too perfect, like something ain't right here, there's something that I'm missing, or there's got to be something that like I'm not quite seeing, like maybe I'm being blinded by my emotions. So you're being super cautious here. You're being super cautious. Okay, let's keep it moving. The Tower. So what is this Tower that you're experiencing? That's like complete reset of your foundation and I want to say it's like a complete reset of your like defense mechanism. Like it's like your defense mechanism got shut down for a second, and it's like all of a sudden that's where all those deep emotions were able to penetrate your heart, and you're like, oh my God, why am I feeling all these things? Why am I caught up in the feelings? Remember, we go back to the imagery that I got of like you catching the baseball, or like someone catching a baseball, and like it's like you happen to catch the feels, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with this? Like I kind of just want to throw the ball and someone else catch it, like that's how it feels. It's like you caught the feels, Aquarius. Talking about the Tower. Talking about the Tower for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in October 2022. Tell me about the Tower for Aquarius. Tell me about the Tower for Aquarius in October 2022. The Empress. Ooh, you know what? I just got kind of like little butterflies in my stomach. Not like the bad kind, just kind of like the giddy, excited, like nervous vibes. Yeah. there's an Empress that has recently come into your life. Okay. Six of Swords reverse coming out. Could be someone you have a past with, or someone that you have history with, or someone that you know, or someone who's in your life currently. And that's too many cards, Spirit. Let me less cards, please. Let me shuffle this a little bit more. Tell me about this Tower. There could be someone that you're returning to. Tell me about this Tower. We got the Ten of Swords. Oh. Or is this bringing up your past? Hangman. So it's bringing up your past. Tell me about this Tower. Three of Pentacles. You're healing from, or some of you are getting therapy, or some of you are like working through your inner trauma, your wounds, or you're doing a lot of healing. There's a lot of healing taking place. Two of Swords, Two of Cups. All right. Do I want to pull any more? Or okay, let's see. Bottom of that, King of Pentacles, the World, and the Page of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. I do see like a real. We got a lot of cards here. A real. Oh. All right, that's enough cards, I guess. I just dropped my deck. It's on the floor. All the cards are just everywhere. So this is the last time I'll use that deck for this reading. So there is this cycle that you have been going through. A long journey that you've been on, a long path that you've been on, and it's been very heavy, it's been very burdening. You've been carrying a lot of baggage from your past, okay? And relating to the baggage from your past, it's tying into the betrayals, the loss, the painful experiences that you've gone through, and the reason why you are who you are today, the reason why you have the defense mechanism that you do, the reason why you aren't as like open and warm and trusting as maybe you used to be in the past is because you've gone through this, right? And so meanwhile, you're reflecting on it, you're trying to work through these inner struggles and these issues and healing them, and possibly, like I said, you could be seeking out therapy or getting help, or like really just working on making improvements and bettering yourself, and like just slowly but surely moving past the shit that you went through in your past, right? And as that's happening, as you're going through this bettering yourself and learning to love again or whatever, a little Empress comes into your life. Emperor to the Empress, so perfect pair over here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Match made in heaven, right? We got that lover's energy out here. That's where you're like, oh shit, am I ready for this? This is where the past triggers are coming up, and the fears of getting hurt, the fears of possibly going through this all over again. What if I get hurt? What if it's like the last time, right? And so now you're at the Two of Swords, which is a stagnant energy. You're stuck at a crossroad, going back and forth, feeling stuck, feeling frozen. It's like this is that moment where you catch the baseball, which the baseball represents your emotions that you're feeling deeply for someone, and you're like, you don't know what to do with it. You don't know, should I keep this ball? Should I throw it away? Should I just throw it to someone else for them to catch? Like, what do I do? And it's about a connection here. Two of Cups. I feel like these fears that you're having are keeping a relationship stagnant or preventing it from moving forwards. It's just because it feels like you're kind of in shock, or you're like like there's these doubts that you have, or it's like you almost can't even believe it that you stumbled across someone who gets you, who understands you, who sees you and appreciates you, and like just loves you for you unconditionally. That's the energy of the Empress. Venus energy, egg, which we're talking about, Venus and Libra, which this could be a time of getting booed up. I'm just saying. But because you're so caught up in your mind and your head, like you're unable to get back to the ground and reality and like appreciate it, because you're all up in your thoughts and your fears and your emotions, right? So this Tower, like I said, it's like your defense mechanism is like shut down for a moment, or temporarily went offline, and that's when the deep ass emotions start to hit your heart, and you're like, oh my god. Right? All right, so we don't have, what time are we at? 20. Oh shit, you guys, we gotta move on. We gotta leave it as it is. All right, so we can't pull any more cards, unfortunately. We're running out of time. But the positive news, what you can expect, I think you're going to be pushing through this energy. You're going to be pushing through the discomfort. You're going to be pushing through your fears. I don't think you're going to let your past hold you back. I think temporarily it might for a moment. Like you kind of like, you shut down. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to handle this. Because it feels like we go back to that whole like ship analogy, where it's like you this defensive, protective ship, right? Nothing can get inside the ship. It's completely protected, and then somehow, some way, an enemy. It's not an enemy. It's actually what you're protecting yourself from. Found a way to slip into the ship and put the whole defense on pause, and like now you got nothing best to do but just surrender to the good feels that are coming in, and have fun and enjoy, and like just give it a chance. That's basically what Spirit's saying. 8 of Wands and the Lovers. Give it a chance and let your heart soar. This is so beautiful. So Aquarius, Spirit really wants you to let down your walls, let down your guard, give this a chance. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your abilities, of course, but it's really just showing here that in regards to this choice about, do you let this person in or not? Your fears are what's holding you back from having real, genuine love in your life. So basically, push through them fears. Spirit wants you to push through those fears, because it seems like you just stumbled across a match made just nicely, perfectly for you. There's no such thing as perfect, but it feels like union. All right, so I'm gonna leave the reading here. We have enough time. This is long enough. Long enough, Aquarius. Let me know if this resonated in the comments below. If it did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I really, really appreciate you. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, the information for that's in the description down below. And if you want to follow me over on my Instagram and TikTok, you can find me there at Jadestone Tarot. Thank you for watching, Aquarius, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.